Hello. All right. So I switched audio. Usually I use my AirPods, but I'm using this mic, so hopefully the audio is better. It feels super weird to be holding a mic. Kind of dramatic, to be honest. But hopefully everything's working. Let me know in the comments if you can't hear me. So hopefully this goes well with this mic. But if you are new here, my name is Presh. I'm a certified life coach, and I'm here to guide you through your pursuit of peace and purpose. And today we're going to talk about divine alignment, ease, and flow. And I'm so excited to talk about this because it's just the best feeling when you feel like you are in divine alignment and you just feel at ease and you feel like you're in the flow of things. So also tell me in the comments if you feel like you've been in divine alignment before, like where you're just in the flow of things and everything just seems to be falling into place and effortless. So I'd love to hear if you've experienced that before. Let me know in the comments. So because I am your guide on your pursuit of peace and purpose, I think that state, that whole flow state, being in divine alignment and feeling at ease is really kind of the goal, right? And it brings us peace, but it also helps us get to our purpose. And I think we all know that feeling of when things are in flow, it feels like we are exactly where we're supposed to be, right? And so I want to talk about that today. So, if you have seen the show Sweet Magnolias, I feel like it's an amazing example. It's on Netflix. It's a show on Netflix. It's a little southern show, and it's a small town in the South, and it's just a feel-good TV show. I told you that I'm very intentional about what I watch, and for the most part, whenever I watch the show, it's easy watching, and it just feels kind of comforting to watch. So, I think it's a great show. I'm only on season 2, but the example that I want to refer to is the mother, actually. So the main character, hopefully I'm not giving any spoilers if you haven't seen it. I'll try not to. I'll just generalize. But Maddie Townsend is the main character, and her mother's name is Paula in the show. And that actress, I have it pulled up here. Caroline Lagerfeld is who plays her mom. And I think she just does such an amazing job. And I was watching it and I really was just kind of in awe with her character. And that's because I think she is such a perfect embodiment of divine alignment, ease, and flow. So I'm curious if you've already seen the show, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know if this is something that caught everyone else's attention while they were watching the show, but it definitely caught my attention because the mother just shows up at the perfect time, provides wisdom and advice, and then kind of cleans up other people's messes and then just leaves. She's just there at the perfect moment. You can just sense the ease of her presence, and it seems like everything is so effortless for her. So it's in her own life, she just has no problems because she just is in the flow. And so much so that she's able to show up for other people at the right time somehow, at the right moment, and is able to kind of predict other people's issues and take care of things for them. And I just think that's complete goals, right? And I know we're talking about a TV show here, but it is such a good example and an embodiment of divine alignment, ease, and flow. If you did watch my series for the 30-day Pursuit of Peace and Purpose Challenge, a lot of concepts will come up again from that. We just spoke about synchronicities, right? So synchronicities can also be considered coincidences. However, there's no such thing as a coincidence. So when you find these synchronicities and these coincidences in life, it typically means you're on the right track. And that's what I like to call being in divine alignment, ease, and flow. So some more examples, if you haven't seen Sweet Magnolias or you don't plan on watching it and seeing what I'm talking about when it comes to the mother, Paula, you can think about maybe you're a creative person and you have just this creative flow, just constant flow of ideas. That's an example of being in divine alignment. You're connected to, the higher power, and those creative ideas are just flowing through you because you're aligned with your soul. So that's essentially what divine alignment is. You're connected to your higher power, but you're also feeling connected to yourself and your soul, and your ego isn't getting in the way. So often in life, our ego can get in the way of all the things we want, right? And our ego is there to protect us. However, I've also spoken about love versus fear. And our ego can really focus on the fear of things. And so our ego can get in the way of us pursuing things, telling us we're not safe if we do this, we're not safe if we do that, we'll be judged, we'll be excommunicated from a group or whatever. And so when you're in divine alignment, you are completely connected to your soul and ego doesn't get in the way. So that's another example. Let's see what else. So creativity, being in the creative flow. Trying to think of some other examples. Just basically feeling like you're almost in the right place at the right time, feeling where you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Everything just seems to be working out for you, which is a great affirmation, by the way. Everything's working out for me. If you are encountering challenges and somehow everything just seems to work out, that's a beautiful thing. That's being in divine alignment. And another beautiful thing about that is you're able to surrender. So also in the 30-day challenge, I spoke about resistance versus acceptance. And in resistance versus acceptance, it's being able to surrender even though you don't know what the outcome is, right? So it's kind of like similar to faith over fear. I prefer love over fear because I think when you think in terms of love, you can change your perspective, right? You can think and channel that love for something, or even if it's yourself, the love within you, you can channel that instead of fear. And so that's another concept that kind of ties into divine alignment is acceptance instead of resistance. Just knowing everything's going to work out the way it's supposed to because you're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. Even if you don't know what that is yet, everything is going to work out how it's supposed to be. So I just think it's an amazing concept, divine alignment, and ideally it'd be amazing to be in that 100% of the time. But, our ego can get in the way and it can block our ability to connect to our soul, connect to our higher power, and be in that alignment. But the more we're aware of this, the easier it gets to be in divine alignment. And so you're probably wondering again, like, how do I get into divine alignment or how do I stay in alignment? So this is exactly how my coaching is set up, because I like to see it as there's the mindset component, because our ego is kind of within our mind. It's that mind chatter, talking about the fears and this is scary and there are challenges, we can't do this type of thing. And then there's our soul, which we can connect to through, again, the higher power. We can meditate, we can do so many things. So I like to think of it in those two different components. I like to think of it as mindset with ego, and then also our soul and kind of a spiritual element. So with our mindset, it's so amazing. I don't know if you've heard of the term neuroplasticity, but I'll read you the exact definition from Oxford Languages. So neuroplasticity is the ability of the brain to form and reorganize synaptic connections, especially in response to learning or an experience. So what that means is our brains are so amazing by just changing behaviors, changing patterns, and rewiring our brain through our beliefs and constantly practicing that new belief. Or if we have an experience, finding a way to regularly reconnect to that, we can change our brain. So that means we can change our beliefs, we can change our patterns, we can change our lifestyle essentially, and just our life in general by changing our mindset and then reinforcing that rewiring, reconnection over and over and over and over again. So super, super incredible. And the tools that I actually use through coaching does that. I use EFT tapping. I use a lot of NLP kind of practices. So that's one section, right? Our brain, our mindset, because our ego likes to get in the way of our goals sometimes and our desires because it's trying to keep us safe. And then the spiritual component, again, I implement that as well in my coaching. So things like meditation, different exercises to connect to your intuition, learning how to connect to your higher power, whatever you believe in specifically. And I work with whatever you believe in. I work with that in my coaching. So it's about peeling back those superficial layers that our ego creates because, you know, we have a place in society. We feel pressured to conform so that we can survive in society. And so these tools that I teach you help pull back those layers and help you work through those thoughts, those struggles, and it becomes a new way of thinking. And when you repeat that new way of thinking over and over again, your whole reality changes. And I have so much evidence in my own life of this. It's really, truly incredible. So having that awareness is key, but using the tools that I use is really going to help you pull back those layers and change your thinking. And then also the spiritual component, connect to your higher power, connect to your soul so that you can you can do what you came here to do is what I meant to say. What you came to this planet to do. Because I believe everyone is here for a purpose and it's within us. It's not something we have to look for externally. It is within us. And it's just the matter of remembering who we are and why we are here. And so by doing that, by changing our mindset and learning how to reconnect with our soul, because our soul knows who we are and why we're here, by focusing more on that and less on us being in human bodies and having egos, the more we're able to lean more into the soul aspect of who we are, we naturally will fall into and activate our purpose, which also puts us at peace. And that's exactly why I'm here to guide you through your pursuit of peace and purpose, because they come hand in hand, okay? It's about reconnecting with your soul, which ultimately puts you at peace and allows you to activate your purpose. So I love the topic so much of divine alignment, ease, and flow. That's exactly the process that I bring you through in my one-on-one coaching. If you are interested in a free clarity call, I do have a free clarity call where we kind of diagnose where you've been stuck. So what I typically do is I ask you about different categories in your life, how you're feeling, what you envision for yourself, what your goals are, and then I tell you exactly where I see that you're getting stuck. And then after that, I talk about one-on-one support. If you want to continue coaching with me, cool. If not, at least now you know what your problem is, where you're getting stuck, where your blind spot was, and you can take that with you moving forward and try to work on that on your own. So if you do want to sign up for a free clarity call, you can do that in the link in my bio, or you can go to instanteasetheshop.com, or you can just DM me and I'll send you the link to my schedule. But it's so much fun just getting to know all of you. So you can go ahead and do that if you feel called to do that, and we'll get you on your way to peace and purpose. So I hope you enjoyed today's topic. Leave any comments. You can DM me if you have any questions. And I hope you have a beautiful week. Love and care.